What is up, everyone? My name's Steve Clayton, one of the co-founders here at Outbound, and I wanted to walk you through exactly step by step how we go about setting up games for different departments and different companies around the world, and really how to turn your growth, your goals, your North Stars, your aspirations into a game that every player really wants to play and get around and ultimately win. Okay, and you can win as a team, you can win individually. Really what we've designed here is an engine that you can use to game any form of growth that you want. We wanted to make gamification as simple as it possibly can be, whilst scalable, whilst long-term, whilst without being the next shiny thing, right? It's something that we want to build into your business and help you grow. So the purpose of this video is to walk you through the 3 key steps on how to set a North Star, how we actually work a game towards a particular goal. How do you set budgets? Like how much should we determine a coin is worth, and how do these coins worth? How do we create our actions and missions, and what does that kind of look like, and how do you do that best? And then ultimately, how do we create a really great reward store that lights everyone up? So step number 1 is to realize that it's play that helps us to do serious things better. And this is an important part of the game's theory. Its idea of gamification, its idea about fun, it's about building culture, but it's ultimately about taking serious growth and breaking it down into nice little bite-sized pieces that the players are in control of, that they can go ahead and execute. And it becomes fun, turning work into play. That's our ultimate goal. So step number 1 is creating what we call a North Star goal. Now, traditionally, if you're setting up a game for departments that are more sales related, i.e. sales, customer support, inside sales, admin, whatever it may be, finance, typically you'll link this towards a sales goal. Or if you want to keep it really simple for the whole business, just simply link it to your sales end goal. So obviously the company is going to be paying for the prizes, and so the other way you can do it is just simply add a little bit more to your sprint goal, or a little bit more to your targets, and then that pays for all the rewards and pays for all the prizes. But essentially we want to create a record month or a North Star goal. It could be your sales target plus some, whatever it may be. We need to have one clear number that we're going towards, whether that's a monthly figure, a monthly goal, or a quarterly goal. Now, typically the best way to figure out, well, what sort of prize pool should we tie to the game at large? Traditionally, rule of thumb, it's between 1 and 3%. Most of the time, if it's a bigger business, it'll be around 1%. So if you're going for a $3 million sprint goal, typically we'll have a $30,000 prize pool that the whole all players within that game or department can play for, okay? Now, some of the smaller businesses might go up to 3% of their total revenue, and some actually go less, might be down to 0.5%. And so this is just good rule of thumb. Best way to start is always at 1%, and that becomes your total prize pool. And once we know what our prize pool is, we can now determine what the top 5 actions are going to be that really make the difference. And the key way that we've set up the game, and the way we'd recommend, is always start with lead measures. Now, the lead measures are the things that are in your control. Things like outbound phone calls, or sending personalized video, or sending proposals, or whatever it may be, doing a LinkedIn post. All of these things are things that are in your control, but also they can also be qualitative things like exercise or personal development. And then you want to, once you've got your 5 rough sketches down, essentially you want to then order them in level of importance. So number 1 being the high frequency thing that you can do over and over again, that may be pretty straightforward. And the one further down below is going to be the ones that's really valuable that you'd love to see the team do more of. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in order. And then lastly, we set the timer and the missions. And the timer is how long the game is going to go for, whether it's a monthly or a 90-day sprint. And then also the missions are how many of those activities we'd love to see completed before the timer runs out. And this creates a nice environment for people to be self-motivated. Cool. So here are some ideas for outbound sales, just to get you started. It could be as simple as sending text messages, or connecting on LinkedIn, or sending WhatsApp messages, so alternate forms of follow-up. It can be things like videos and sending prospecting videos, or sending personalized videos, or sharing assets. Classic one is always outbound calls, of course. Many outbound calls end up being in the game. Sending voice memos, doing invitations to webinars or events, or hosting a webinar, face-to-face visits, doing testimonial requests, upsell asks, switch ups and raise ups, which is getting other team members involved, or introduction to leadership. Even other things like exercise and personal development can go into the game, or sending lumpy mail, booking in meetings, doing Zoom calls, sending a strategic gift, completing a site visit, doing a face-to-face visit, asking for an upsell or cross-sell. or it can even be closing sales itself. But really, you just want to come up with the top 5 actions for that department. And these become our actions. And we, based on the prize pool that you've selected and the actions that we put into the game, the platform, Outbound, will automatically and algorithmically determine how much each activity is worth, which takes all the guesswork out of it. In marketing, it could be, producing content or producing a video for the team. Again, doing email blasts out to a particular segment of the database. It could be doing content calendars and having that complete. It could be creating assets. And other ways that teams do it quite simply, if you want to create more of the team environment, is just simply setting a major milestone, a medium milestone, and a mini milestone over, say, 90-day sprint, and everyone gets rewarded with coins when you complete it. For example, a major milestone could be launching a website. A mini milestone could be writing a blog for the website. And so these are other ways that you can run team-based campaigns, same philosophy in terms of prize pool and earning coins. Cool. So the game of the game is to achieve your missions before the timer runs out. So as you can see here, hypothetically, you get 11 coins for every, say, discovery call you complete. But if you complete 90 of them within your sprint, you might get 4,096 bonus coins. And you can see here that every time a team progresses and logs an activity, it'll automatically progress through the mission, and obviously this creates self-drive, because you can imagine if you've done 88 discovery calls with 1 day to go, you're gonna find, how do I get those last 2 discovery calls done? Now, the players nominate the prizes that they want, only redeemable when they're ahead of the sprint goal that we've set. Now, what we've found with this is a way to build culture, help the team have personal and professional goals, get to know them a little better, but ultimately you normally set a small, medium, and large prize based on your budget. So it could be a $500 prize, $1,000 prize, $2,000 prize, and they get to nominate what they want to put in to the reward store. And it doesn't need to be just things, although the prizes that we found work the best are the ones that the team would love, the player would love, but they would never justify to get for themselves. Mine's my helicopter simulator that I got through the game a few sprints ago. Could never justify it, but now I love it, right? So these could be watches and R.M. Williams boots or time off. And that's the other thing, it can also be converted to cash. You want to think of the Outbound game as each player has their own little digital wallet, and that wallet can be used just like any other form of currency. Again, only when we're ahead of target. Now, what we've found with this is if you can get your players starting to think about the things that they'd really love to do and have and experience, and then they can tie that to the achievement of doing really well in business and hitting their goals and doing the activities that they want, we now have a sustainable model that can last over time. And players can play over month to month, or quarter to quarter, and actually save up their coins as we progress the business and grow the business. So it really is a way that you can manage growth moving forward. So if you're interested in this and want to start exploring how this could work for some of your departments in your business, feel free to reach out. You can book a discovery call here through our Calendly, email at either Steve or Darcy at ybravo.com, or head to our website, outbound.com. So I hope that helps as a bit of an overview, and look forward to speaking soon.